special podcast is on your way. पाकिस्तान मेंस क्रिकेट 2024 ईयर का रिव्यू करने जा रहे हैं हम मिड ईयर रिव्यू हमने किया था अराउंड सितंबर यू कैन चेक इट आउट एंड बेस्ट पार्ट इज गोइंग टू बी how much our feelings, our thoughts, our reflections have changed since then. And the bestest part I want from all of you is whenever we are putting myself, Emad and Talha are putting our thoughts about Pakistan men's cricket, please feel free to join with your thoughts, your reflections, your best bits, your highs, your lows about how you felt around Pakistan cricket. So that is agenda for today. As always, I have been joined with regular folks at ARD. Tala, Imad, क्या हाल चाल है?
Yeah, I'm good. Emad bhai, how are you doing? Good to see you.
Yes, I am doing fine after a bit of a turbid December, but yeah, all good. Tala, hoping for same on your side.
Yeah, I'm doing well, and it's great to be back after a while. It's been quite a stressful few weeks for all of us, I guess. Like in काफी promising performance चल रही है इस वक्त men's team की तो hopefully we'll have a good performance as well today, and it
Yeah,
should be fun nonetheless.
yeah, yeah, nice that you put it out. So, bit of context, viewers, the time of recording is it is second ODI between Pakistan and South Africa ongoing, and we are recording midway through the innings break, you can say. So, Tala will do the opening this time. Last time Imad ne opening ki thi. Tala has got some uh, ideas which I am really looking forward to. Tala has hyped his monologue up. So the format would be roughly 6 to 7 minutes for each one of us. Every resource person will put forward his thought. In between, we will ask in the relevant resource person whatever we feel necessary to do so. And at the very last, please we will stick for the very last segment as well. We will do the award ceremony, a little cheeky award ceremony for Pakistan men's cricket. So I am really looking forward to that segment as well. So Tala, आपसे kick start करते हैं. Over to you for next 6 or 7 minutes. You can start.
I don't think I will take that long because काफी cliche साल रहा है. We all know the cliche about unpredictable mercurial ये वो मतलब so वो ही सारा repackage करके you can present this year again. But yeah, I would like to say something more as well. Obviously, it was another roller coaster journey, Pakistan men's cricket team in 2024, and it was a year brimming with highs, lows, and all the tags we've come to associate with this side. In Test cricket, they reminded us of their grit and resilience under Shan Masood's leadership after that fighting performance in Australia, and it displayed moments of brilliance, especially against England. Well, mostly against England. That home series win was really commanding in the last two matches, and the spinners capitalized on helpful conditions. And batters like Saud Shakil, Rizwan, and Kamran Ghulam really did their magic that they've been doing in domestic cricket since long. The series against Bangladesh, it exposed some old vulnerabilities, inconsistent batting and out of form or unfit bowling, however you want to frame it, and a strange inability to adapt to home conditions, which was ongoing since 2.5 years. It was a mixed bag, no doubt, but signs of progress were evident, and especially from unfancied players who stepped up in tough conditions. Coming to the ODIs, what a series win it was in Australia. After the disappointment in the 23 World Cup, Pakistan entered the series with a massive chip on their shoulder, especially because it was in Australia. And they embraced aggression under the new captain, Rizwan, especially with the ball. And the bowling unit, led by Haris Rauf of all bowlers after breaking the record for most runs conceded in a World Cup. It proved its mettle. They blew away the Aussies to script a historic win. And honorable mention, more than honorable mention, to Saim Ayub as well in that series for the great shots and flair he displayed. Obviously, consistencies across longer series is still a question mark. We won the first ODI against South Africa. The second one, we batted well. So let's see how the second inning goes. And T20s, well, the less said, the better. We went from Saim's debut to the return of Risbar to Saim coming back in the World Cup dead rubbers, then back to Risbar, then now once again Saim. So that's a story of its own. And the World Cup was obviously a massive failure. There's no sugarcoating that. And the new coaching setup, it's not really shown any inclination to make the changes that were needed in the batting order. So 2024 was not without its frustrations, but it was a year that underscored Pakistan's immense talent and potential. We don't win ODI series in Australia every day or every year or every decade. So it's really like a milestone, hopefully, in a long journey of success for this new look team under Rizwan. For every missed opportunity, for every draw in not draw, for every humiliating loss, like in Multan against England, there was a fantastic comeback in Pindi and on the day 10 pitch in Multan as well. And as we look ahead, one thing is certain: Pakistan cricket remains a beautiful paradox. It's a team capable of anything on any given day. And that's exactly why we love them. And if my monologue seemed a little weird to you, वो इसलिए कि ये ChatGPT ने लिखा है, मैंने नहीं लिखा. And I just plugged the obvious holes. And I think that is the perfect encapsulation of this cricket team in 2024. कि जब आप मुश्किल का सामना करें, you take the easy way out, you take the shortcut, and then you try to plug the holes. मतलब आप plug holes करते भी नहीं हो, आपके players करते हैं, like Haris Rauf, like Saim Ayub, and you present something half decent that lasts, like this monologue has lasted for 5 minutes. But then you don't know what to say or what to do anymore, because at some point your luck runs out and you need to have long-term planning. That's it from me.
Okay, wonderful listening. I do have a few questions. Emad, आप start करना चाहते हो या shall I go first?
Yeah, this idea of क्या कहते हैं, criticizing proliferation of AI, I absolutely commend you on that. For first and foremost, secondly, I think one good part about Pakistan cricket कि इसके हमारा जो कैलेंडर ईयर स्टार्ट होता है वो PSL से स्टार्ट होता है ना. ऑस्ट्रेलिया सीरीज sort of also comes there in the mix, but that part really overshadows everything and every frustration that we have with Pakistan cricket. So how would you rate that in the midst of the whole Pakistan cricket circle?
I think that Australia series really came out of nowhere, and as I said, it was not a case कि हमने plan किया हुआ था कि इस तरह जाने हमने ऑस्ट्रेलिया. मतलब हमारा interim head coach था who did not even select his team, and we selected Haris Rauf after that World Cup. We did not have like a new bowler, younger bowler ready to go for this ODI cycle. तो वही बात आती है कि just like I took a shortcut and generated this whole monologue with AI, and then I corrected the obvious mistakes. यही PCB में चलता जा रहा है इस साल भी कि whatever obstacle you see, the shortcut ले लो कि कोच को निकाल दो, selector ले आओ, pitch reuse कर लो, उस bowler को recall कर लो, drop this guy who's been your best batter for years, and hope that it works out. But at some point you're gonna run out of rope. क्योंकि आज कामरान गुलाम ने 6 पे आके बहुत अच्छी इनिंग्स खेल ली है, but is that really sustainable in the long term? Like, can you have him at 6 in every match? At some point, you have to have a proper plan. क्या पता चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी भी जीत जाए, like I don't even know. बट अगर जीतेंगे तो ये इस वजह से नहीं होगा कि आप प्रॉपरली प्लान करके आ रहे हैं, इस वजह से होगा कि देयर इज ऑलवेज सम गाय, सम प्लेयर हु इज रेडी टू plug that hole, whether it's Haris Rauf or Kamran Ghulam or whoever or Saim Ayub. So obviously it was like a historic ODI series win. लेकिन ये भी मतलब just to play devil's advocate, ये भी कह सकते हैं कि we were very lucky that our batting did not have to do anything to win that series. सारा काम बॉलर्स ने कर दिया क्योंकि हमने पहले बॉलिंग की. So yeah, that's my take on that.
Well, perfect. Wonderful listening segment. I really loved that AI part. Really caught me off guard because I was anticipating it in the very first few minutes, and you left it very late. So really loved it. Bangladesh series के around Talha आपने mention कि there were signs of positives, if I'm not mistaken. I really want to know what were that, because for me that was a horrible series. ठीक है, you can label that we hit 450. There were few good bowling performances from Khurram and whatnot, but still to be beaten at home in all facets by a Bangladesh side which was in their own way was like at their worst. Because अगर आप उनकी कंट्री के कंडीशन देखें, शाकिब के अराउंड कंट्रोवर्सी चली थी. That is my first question. And second question is, I think there is no particular answer to it, but I am really interested to hear your thoughts. You mentioned about the T20 batting order, about Rizwan, Babar, and then time and stuff like that. We have seen in other formats in one way or another we can agree or disagree, potentially disagree कि शाहीन को ड्रॉप किया गया या फखर को ड्रॉप किया गया for whatever reasons. It is of course evident that Rizwan and Babar both can't work in T20. What will it take for us? Will it be Akib Bal? Who will it be to take that bold decision to drop at least one of them from T20Is?
नहीं, क्या पता आज आकिब बाल ने केजी को अंड्रे रसल बना दिया. So who knows? Maybe Rizwan will become Joss Butler and Babar will become Kohli. So कुछ नहीं कह सकते इस वक्त. But I think honestly अगर ये सीरीज भी हम जीत जाते हैं, ये वाइट बॉल सीरीज, तो obviously Akib Javed will have increased his power in the PCB because he'll have proved himself to be a coach who can build winning combinations after a horrible World Cup, relatively speaking. So on, like, you can see his ideal के साइम ने एक मैच में 3 पे आके बहुत अच्छी इनिंग्स खेली and he got promoted to open. You can see what he wants. So if Babar has been dropped by him once already in tests, so Rizwan to captain obviously. So I don't doubt that if Babar is a hindrance or a burden on the batting order, which sounds harsh, like in T20 में anchors अक्सर burden होते हैं. So if he's a burden on the team, I don't think Akib will hesitate to drop him, in my opinion. And I forgot your earlier question. Bangladesh wali series positively. Yes, in that series, I would say Khurram Shahzad was the biggest positive for me, because he can provide that third seamer role, or agar Shaheen nahi khel raha to even the second seamer after Naseem. So I think he was a massive positive in that series, and it's good to have some pace bowling backup in Test cricket.
Okay. All right. Perfect first opening from Talha. So yeah, viewers, hopefully you are enjoying the flow of conversation. As I mentioned in intro, okay, please do let us know your thoughts about Talha monologue now. Imad की तरफ जाते हैं. Let's see how our middle order performs today. So Imad, over to you.
You're gonna
Yeah,
be
thank
Kamran Ghulam then, Ahmad bhai.
Yeah, Imad, please go ahead.
So if we were to look at the year that Pakistan cricket has had, we can see that आधा साल was really horrible, and then उसके बाद जो we saw signs of recovery, something like we were healing from a surgery or something. I know this is a very cursed word in Pakistan cricket right now, surgery. तो ये जो we saw this year, and I think it's very similar to how एक फुटबॉल मैच में जो a team comes in front of you, decimates you in the first half, and then you try to recover in the second half, and उसमें you do score a goal or two as well, but the damage is already done. वो वाला जो I sort of see a dynamic. So first of all, we have to talk about the biggest thing that happened in this year, the World Cup. What a catastrophe that was, because सबसे पहले जो we our combinations weren't right, our approach wasn't right, and we weren't ready for it as well. And at the same time, that World Cup was a byproduct of the most horrible strategic decision that you made earlier in the year, which was replacing Shaheen Shafidi for no reason at all, and bring back Babar Azam. I think that really represents chaos that covers Pakistan cricket all the time. उसके अलावा जो है we also just continue to have these changes in the in the management. We probably have our 86th selector right now in the Pakistan cricket, and इसके अलावा we hired Jason Gillespie and Gary Christian with this idea that they're going to create the long term approaches, and Gillespie actually came out with a whole manifesto as well uh, on ESPN Cricket Info. But then we saw how that last and how blindsided Gillespie and Christian, they both were made in the end. They were both treated like fools, which was again very disappointing. And again, इस पे जो I would really like to dedicate the second half of Pakistan cricket to our players, because उन्हीं की वजह से जो हम जो है वो यहाँ पे इस स्टेज पे हैं कि we are still a nation, a cricketing nation that is surviving and thriving, and at the same time, while PCB continues to take credits for the sort of win that they've had on Champions Trophy in ICC, it is because of the players, because they have put Pakistan cricket on such a level that an ICC event cannot happen without them. इसके अलावा, yeah, that's all I had to say. कि जो all the second half, it all goes to the players, and none of it goes to the management. And if were to sort of map the future, so this phase that we're going through, a good cricketing phase, it can either be the kind of phase which happened during World War One, during one of the Christmas ceasefires, whereby the soldiers of allies and central powers came together and played football in the middle. So या तो फिर जो ये हुआ कि this is a good temporary phase, and then there's chaos and catastrophe after this phase. या फिर the second sort of reminiscence that we can create is with the situation of India after the Great Rebellion of 1857, where the people just had to accept, yeah, this is our life. We have to live under a colonial regime, and so they went ahead with their lives and made adjustments according to it. So, and I would incline with latter. I think the players at this point have accepted that they will be continued to be treated horribly, and they just have to adjust according to it and play out of their skins to win Pakistan's and games. So yeah.
Well, yeah, Tala, please go ahead with what are your key takeaways from Imad Monula?
Obviously, the thing, well, I agree with everything. और जो सबसे important बात थी वो ये है कि जो पहले भी मैंने बात की है कि जो भी अभी performances हो रही हैं, it's because of the players themselves. मतलब उनको system से बिल्कुल कोई मदद नहीं मिल रही. maybe you can say, chalo, there's a local coach there now. Maybe he's providing more clarity, क्योंकि maybe he has assurances from the chairman or something like that. लेकिन ये हमें बिल्कुल confirm नहीं है. That we don't know what the PCB administration might do tomorrow. So I think it is very important for us as fans कि performance थोड़ी नीचे भी जाए. Like in this moment, we need to back our players. And हमने बहुत सारी टॉक्सिसिटी भी देखी है बोर्ड की तरफ से कि प्लेयर्स के खिलाफ भी मीडिया में एजेंडास वगैरह चल रहे हैं. पीपल गेट सस्पेंडेड एंड प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में ये बोला जाता है कि फिटनेस का इशू है, लाइक फखर जमान. सो us as fans, like it is our role to stand by our players, and especially on days like these where they're performing well. So I think that was really a really important point you made.
Yeah, although I missed a fair bit part of it because of my messy internet. But Imad, at the end, जो gave us a history lesson as well, so much appreciable. ARD for a reason. Imad, future की तरफ ही look forward करते हैं because my monologue is towards that, and I see that we have to use this phase, this upturn, as a charge to potentially champions trophy because शायद मैं अपने मोनोलॉग में भी जिक्र करूँ how are we looking for small targets whether they are hindering us or stuff like that. So how do you see that particular champions trophy charge? क्योंकि हमने infrastructure पे भी of course we have invested a lot. We can have of course our opinions, but how much do you think that squad in particular अगर हम champions trophy title charge की बात करें, because as fans we really care if we can be the hard favorites for the title, potentially of course बल्कि अब confirm हो चुके कि Pakistan and Dubai of course will be joint host. So how do you see it's a quad shaping it up to be the firm going into it?
Yeah, I think Pakistan's ODI team is going through a great phase right now. The team is sort of settled. I've been highlighting this one particular point that might actually end up being very horrible for us in the most vital moments, which is the seven batters and four bowlers varieties. But Kamran Ghulam again has shown that he has the ability to hit down the other. But again, Talha raised a very important question, okay, whether it's even sustainable or not. But other than that, I think our bowling is back at its best. I would say Shaheen Shafidi, our most important bowler, he is bowling really well. I don't know why he's not in Test cricket, but and other than that, I think Pakistan would be playing at home, and while the Indian team is going through a great phase, I think
Imad, you're stuck.
इमाद आप स्टक हो गए, मुझे लगा शायद मेरे साइड इशू. इमाद आज जो है नहीं, इमाद का चला गया. ओके, लेट मी मार्क इट अराउंड 23 minutes.
क्या अब सही है?
Yes, Imad, you were answering. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll just continue from where I was. Yeah, so I feel the team is very much there, but at the same time, I won't pin them in as the favorites. I think Australia and India I would say start as favorites. But yeah, Pakistan has got a good chance, and if we make the semi-final in front of our fans, because UAE maybe we will also have our fans, we can genuinely win this tournament.
I think semi-final तो फिर लाहौर में ही होगा हमारा.
Yeah,
अभी
but
qualify करके.
well, yeah, but I was considering India would definitely be there, and we might be matched
Yeah,
up against.
if we face India, it's in Dubai, and it's gonna
Yeah,
be full of Indian fans then.
yeah. Okay. Nice to hear your thoughts as always, Imad. So standard has been set really high. I really feel from the opening of Talha to middle order cameo from Emad. Let's see how I finish it off. Mere bhaiya, that would be the last monologue before. Of course, we do the award
केजी
categories.
को भी यही लग रहा था आज.
Let's see, let's see. Wonderful plug. Okay, I think I want to start with two quotes. एक तो बहुत famous है and Imad has kind of hinted towards it from Nasir Hussain. Pakistan cricket at its best, 1 minute down and next minute up. So in between that, we were down bad as well, but of course there is an upturn. Second quote, which my monologue would be circumvented around, is uh, I don't know exactly the author or the seer of that quote is, but somewhere I read that unhappiness comes from not fulfilling your own expectations. So, of course, there will be few personal touches. So, going into the year, of course, Pakistan is touring Australia, but my father had died a month earlier, so it was a horrible time, and I missed majority of it. But having said it, there were few promising signs. गैबा की डिफीट याद है जो आसिफ शफीक वाली नॉक थी 09 सिडनी but it was the best performing team of Pakistan since my watch time, so it was really heartwarming. Uh, but after went, we had a chairman who went on to do many surgeries. Uh, horrific preparation for World T20. Went for short-term gains in terms of in the likes of Amir and Emad, who has taken a mick out of 2024 from us fans, from the board as well, because of late they have announced their retirement, and we all knew they were just going for that World Cup glory and to make their mark. But it was so comical that Amir and Imad both were at crime scenes of our lowest points in terms of T20. Uh, Imad ki knock against India, Amir ka that horrible death over against, super over I should say, against USA. Moving forward, captaincy saga आया and that really didn't like all out of my energy, I would say majorly as fan, as content creator, stuff like that, because I am dealing with some personal issues. So yeah, when that happened, like captaincy saga, of course, Shaheen is to blame, Babur has to be blamed, and PCB, of course, has to play its parts. And not to forget, Saya has been horrible contributor to our cricket as well. But there is a one event I really want to mention. You would be surprised it is not about Pakistan men's cricket, not about Pakistan women's cricket either. It is about Pakistan sports. It was Arshad Nadeem 92.97-meter throw in Olympics. I really think that flickered something in Pakistan because there was all horrible things happening in Pakistan around peace situation and whatnot. Our sports were in dire state. My fandom was at an all-point low. But that moment we thought there was like inertia एक तरह से जो break होता है ना तो that was so shout out to Arshad Nadeem. But पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट उसके बाद down bad पे आती है that was Bangladesh series. I have never saw that weak test side or any like cricket nation, I would say. It was fair enough to say few podcasters like Baram was on receiving end to say that Pakistan cricket at its down bad, that it might be banned and stuff like that. Yeah, it was just a bit exaggeration, but it has every case to be. But from there on, I think by virtue of good things या कॉमन सेंस की जो चीजें आप करते हो it will of course eventually pay you in the life as well. It is not a sports thing, not a like rocket science के आप Rizwan is the smartest brain in the world, like Pakistan cricket I would say. You have to name him the short format captain. We named him and there is an upturn afterwards. Of course, there are other factors as well. I will give a shout outs to players and stuff like that. And regarding the test side, I don't think it was just down to the performers. परफॉर्मर्स का इस सेंस में जो मैंने कोट मेंशन किया था कि अनहैप्पीनेस कम्स with you not fulfilling your own expectations. So बाबर को ले लो, शाहीन को ले लो, even हारिस को ले लो. Okay, he's not part of test setup, but you know from where I am coming from, that horrible 2023 behind them, Shaheen के injuries issues थे, so they felt sorry for themselves apart from their ego issues जो मैं पहले थोड़ा hint out कर चुका हूँ. But having said it, हमने baseball का kryptonite ढूंढा. That is just again a basic common sense that you don't give them a batting friendly pitches. So I don't know what Shan Masood was up to in Bangladesh series. We could have charged for the WTC. I'm not saying कि हमने qualify कर जाना था, but I really feel कि यार we should be accountable. Like team should be accountable. कि we should have given our best to the WTC. जो बाबर के साथ पिछली कैंपेन में हम सबके गिले रहे थे. Now, Sajid Khan and Numan Ali, these two have sparked, like I would say, a movement. I would say a revolution inside Pakistan cricket. Sajid Khan ki celebration for me is the like by countryside best moment of 2024. The stare he gave to England better. So that
आपको
was
करके
really
दिखानी
awesome.
चाहिए फिर.
Yeah. And from there on, we all knew Pakistan cricket is about to have an upturn. ODI team, Haris Rauf, I really want to highlight him. Australia, I haven't seen a better utilizer of condition since I would say Wasim Akram and Shoaib Akhtar in my watch time, of course. Horrible sagas with Gillespie and Gary Kirsten. I am really surprised how long it took for Gillespie to resign, but eventually it did resign. Uh, so yeah, moving forward, I think I have few concluding thoughts to Shaheen and Babar, not because they our cricket or our sports should be around few personalities, but it is with Pakistan cricket, हमारी major glories भी देख लो, it would be around few personalities kicking up, and then we will go on to do some major achievements. Few message to Shaheen and Babar. Can we put aside to 2024 and repeat somewhat of 2021 in Champions Trophy? We support you guys, but you have to make yourself count physically, mentally, and technically, and be better believe Pakistan supporters and even Emad, and because if we get even 50 or 60% better from Babar and Shaheen, I really do believe we have strong contention for a Champions Trophy to 2025. I am really okay. It is kind of victory, kind of loss के हमारे hosting rights kind of submit हो चुके हैं, but it is kind of better outcome. It remains to be seen अगर हम इंडिया वाले tournaments को भी boycott करते हैं, which we have maintained. That would be then. अभी हम hindsight में कह सकते हैं कि that is a good stance to have. Let's see if we can take that on. PCB, I have no words and even no hopes. You have been nothing short of an embarrassment with a sports washing camp, with bullying Fakhr and many other guys. Osama Mir deserves a shout. But Pakistan cricket is here to stay, and let's keep the upturn in it going. Lastly, पांच reflections है मेरी, like four है. First of all being Ehsanullah, Hasnan, and Sufyan Mukim, they both were injured, and I'm really impressed with their skill sets, with how they have done. Again, that is down to solely them, and not anything to do with PC management and stuff like that. But I am always a big fan of having variety of skill sets in the team, variety of Arsenal. So really pleased to see Hasnan in Champions One Day Cup, Sufyan Mukim versus Zimbabwe, Ehsanullah भी Champions T20 Cup में. वाइडली इनफ जो सेकंड रिफ्लेक्शन है मेरी, T20 हमारा सबसे वर्स्ट फॉर्मेट बन चुका है. लास्ट ईयर इट वाज ODI. आई फेल्ट जो हमारा वर्स्ट फॉर्मेट था. वी डिडंट नो हाउ टू प्ले 50 ओवर्स ऑफ बैटिंग, वी डिडंट नो हाउ टू बॉल इवन 20 ओवर्स ऑफ बॉलिंग. Regarding Champions Trophy, I would say we जो हमारी अपनी like discrete matches we should not be making flat tracks in Champions Trophy. Keep the track जो 200 260 280 को support करे, it weirdly suits our better than of course our bowlers will always come to the fruition. And I really want to salute all of them, चाहे वो आकिब जावेद हो चाहे शान मसूद हो, and that is my last reflection. Whoever were involved in the selection process, because there have been bloody hell of selectors to persist with the profile with a special batter that is Saim Ayub across all formats. And of course अभी हम categories की तरफ भी delve करेंगे. For me he has been the most impactful player for Pakistan in all formats. So yeah, I'm optimistic about Pakistan players, not about Pakistan kit, I would say, partially because of our board. So yeah, these are my few thoughts.
Yeah, one thing that I really loved is how you gave a shout out to the bowlers that were injured और वो खुद ही अपनी मेहनत से वापस आए. अभी सानुल्लाह भी Champions T20 कप खेल रहा है. Obviously, it's going to be a slow recovery for him still after such a long layoff, but hopefully he will be back to his best one day. Or Hasnan is just was the missing piece in our ODI bowling attack, and I hope he is there in the Champions Trophy and perhaps plays a leading role too. And Sufyan, I think, is Abrar and Sufyan are really like what we deserve after that disastrous World Cup by our spinners. They're really what we deserve in the next 4 years of ODIs, and they're going to be world class. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, inshallah. Anything from your side, Emad?
I love how thorough and comprehensive your monologue was, and I think it was the complete package because you basically highlighted everything in Pakistan cricket, and then there was a personal side to it as well. And really liked how you gave this tipping point that changed something not just in Pakistan cricket but in Pakistan in general, which was the Arshad Nadeem gold medal. But I have a question. Why are you saluting Akib Javed though? I mean, he hasn't proved much at this point.
Emad, question repeat करना. Why am I? आपने
Why
क्या
are you
की मुझे?
saluting Akib Javed at this point, considering that he hasn't proved as much at this point? Plus, also the kind of process that was employed to bring him in, which basically included a lot of basically political manipulation, I would say.
Okay, I to clarify myself, अगर आपको लगा ये impression कि मैं salute कर रहा हूँ आकिब जावेद को, that is not the case. On a tangent, थोड़ा सा tangent, I haven't seen a headless chicken chairman like the one we have right now. पहले वहाब रियाज के थ्रू क्रिकेट चलाई, फिर वकार यूनिस के थ्रू क्रिकेट चलाने की कोशिश किया, बाकी जावेद के थ्रू. I was just mentioning the point कि साइम अयूब को जिस तरह हमने persist किया, because after that horrible dismissal against England in first test, second innings, I really felt that his test cricket is done for now. But I just want to salute, not salute, but kind of shout out कि हमने persist किया. Nothing extra on Akib Javed. He has been nothing short of an embarrassment. जो upturn आया हमारी performance में, that is just a common sense. इंग्लैंड को किस तरह की pitches खिलानी है, ODIs में कौन से resources हमारे पास होने चाहिए. I do agree with Imad, जो आपने अर्लियर और आपके पॉडकास्ट में भी था कि वो 7 batters and 4 bowlers वाली जो हमारी strategy है. But yeah, I have nothing more to add on Akib Javed. I am just not praising. I was just praising चाहे शान मसूद हो चाहे जितने भी selectors involved रहे, to persist with साइम अयूब because हमारे culture में नहीं है ऐसे batter के साथ persist करना across all format. And for me, he has been the most impactful. So just a shout out in that way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Time view सब process करना, that was very surprising, and it's in its paying. We are basically benefiting from that a lot at this point, and really shows how we should continue to do that in the future as well.
Okay, Talha and Emad, just give me a few seconds. मैं थोड़ी सी लोकेशन चेंज कर रहा हूँ. I have to plug the charger in. फिर अवार्ड वाली कैटेगरी करते हैं. ओके.